Hey, how's it going, guys? So today, I went to physical therapy. Today, it's my third week, and it went okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit sore right now because um, I was going through some issues, man. I was having ED, man. I developed ED after the stupid. I made a mistake. I don't know if I said it on the other video, but I went to do some electrical, whatever pulse or whatever that thing was, PEMF or something like that, and it messed me up, man. I was doing good. I was actually getting better. 3 months into just stretching, that was doing good, man. I was pretty much like I only had a little bit of achy left testicle. I was on my way to recovery, man. But I ended up going to this chiropractor that just messed me all up, man. It's like electric pulse does to you. It's like the whole point of pelvic floor dysfunction. What's happening is that your pelvic floor is really tight. It's a hypertonic pelvic floor. So think about doing a fist like this, okay? And then you make it tighter. That's exactly what happened with the pulse. The whole point is to release it. And it just messed me all up, man. It just, so now I'm back. So basically I just started doing stretches again 2 weeks ago. So it's like starting all over again. I got all the same symptoms again, which are even worse because now I'm peeing like crazy. I actually got constipated for like a whole week and a half. I couldn't use the restroom, man. My pelvic floor was so tight that I couldn't even poop, man. Started doing all kinds of the stretches. Even I was in pain, man. It was bad. I was like depression, anxiety, suicidal, whatever, everything you could probably are going through right now. I had it, and I have it now. But right now I just have anxiety and depression. And when the flare-ups come, man, they're really bad right now because it's like starting all over again. Because I was already cured, man. I can honestly say I was probably like 75%, man. If I would have took the achy testicle out, I probably would have been like at 85, because I still had to deal with the other issues like the perineal, the butt pain and all that stuff. But I was on my way to recovery. The most annoying part was me not being able to sit down, and I got rid of it. Like it was crazy. Like I could actually the last 2 days before I went into that, I was able to sit down, man. I was like, oh my god, I can sit down now, and that was to me that was the biggest accomplishment at that moment. But I ruined it by going to this ridiculous thing that I should have never done. It was, somebody told me about it. Somebody, it was just stupid. I should have not. You got to follow. Sometimes you got to do less, man. If something is working for you, this is my advice to you. If something is working for you, don't change it. Don't try to do more. Keep it the same. Keep it simple. If the stretches are working for you, you see the progress, keep it going, keep it going. Little by little. Remember, this is a long-term disease, man. This is not gonna be like an easy fix. You're gonna have to stretch. You're gonna have to. It's like probably you've been having this problem, this pelvic floor problem for a long time, and it just showed up. You probably built this shit maybe years ago, and it's just little by little it started getting worse. So that's what happens, man. Your pelvic floor gets tight, and little by little it's just you're doing the same things over and over. And now again, I'm gonna tell you guys what could go wrong, okay, when you're doing this stuff. When most people that have pelvic floor issues, most people that have, especially the young guys, okay, first for the older guys, sometimes they play, we're older, we don't stretch enough. We're probably doing stuff that we shouldn't be doing. We're trying to act like young guys, trying to chase a ball around, kick a ball, play basketball, maybe go to the gym and try to work out without even stretching. We're riding a bike, but we're not really stretching that much. We're doing a bunch of stuff. We're running, not stretching our pelvic floor. We don't know anything about that because nobody told us about those muscles. Yeah, we do the simple squat and we do the simple stretches, but we got to do those pelvic floor stretches. Okay, that's why some of us, that happens. It just happens, and we start, building all these weird stuff. All these symptoms like peeing a lot more and being constipated, and butt pain, perineal pain, leg pain, like the what is it, the hamstring pain, your leg, and then all this weird stuff. Then your stomach hurts, your bladder. Well, the same thing happens to young guys, but the reason, look, I'm gonna tell you something. What happens with young guys? Okay, this is if you're a young guy and you hear this, pay attention to what I'm gonna tell you, and you tell me if I'm lying, because I've been seeing this shit a lot now. Now that I've been studying and paying attention to what's going on, I'm not an expert, man, but I'm a pelvic floor, uh, I'm a victim too, just like you are if you're watching this channel. The young guys, this is the problem that a lot of young guys are having. You shouldn't be having this problem, but now this problem started happening a lot more because of porn addiction. Listen to me. Porn addiction is causing pelvic floor dysfunction on young people like you. If you're young and you're watching this, if you got a porn addiction, this is what's happening. You are gripping it too hard and you're like, and then you're breathing. You're not even breathing right. You're supposed to breathe in and out. You have to be relaxed. When you're having sex and you have to be relaxed. It's supposed to be an enjoyable moment. But if you're being aggressive and you're clenching and you're just putting a lot of pressure on your pelvic floor, man. Listen to me. You're putting a lot of pressure on your pelvic muscle. That is going to cause a lot of problems, man. And another thing, you're clenching, you're gripping it too hard, you're pulling it, you're not breathing right, you're not relaxed, you're all tense. All that stuff is going down there, man, because everything is connected to your nervous system. All that tension right there, all that aggression is going down there, man. Porn addiction, you're watching it all the time, so you're probably masturbating like that 2 to 3 times a day. When I was younger, I used to masturbate like 4, maybe sometimes 4, 3 times a day, you know? And for me, it was different. I'm older. So for me, I didn't have the phone, the internet. I didn't have the access to watch porn right away, you know? I would have to go get magazines, and it was hard to get magazines. As a young guy, believe me, it was hard to get magazines. They cost money. And another thing is like, it was just too much. So I was riding bikes, you know, skateboards. I was out in the street, climbing trees. So my childhood was way different. Now these guys, you have access, man. You're in your room and you got a phone. You got access to all that nasty shit. You'll be watching porn all day if you can. You could be driving, going home in your car watching porn. You could be at night, on Saturday night, coming home from a party. You'll be watching porn. Because this is happening, man. This is reality, man. I'm not trying to be a guy that is, you can't make this shit up, man. Like I'm trying to say, it's like, I see it with my own eyes, man. I can see it. Now, when you got common sense, you put it together. All these young guys are like, oh my God, you know, I was edging and next thing you know, it's hurting. Well, yeah, because, yeah, you were edging, but how long you been doing that? How long you been clenching? How long you been, you know, gripping a death grip? You're just gripping it really hard. I'm going to tell you the things that will causes pelvic floor dysfunction too, okay? You're masturbating too hard. You're not breathing correctly. You have to still breathe in and out. Use a lube. Let it just slide. You ain't got to grip it. You don't have to grip it, okay? This is, you know, I know it's kind of weird to talk about this, but this is reality and somebody needs to hear this. You know, sitting down. Think about it. You're clenching. You're all hyper. You're going too hard because you want to finish. You're watching all this porn and it's just mentally destroying you because you got to keep watching and watching. So it does something. It affects you. So now you're watching porn and then you're masturbating. You're gripping it too hard. And then you sit down. And what happens when you sit down? You put in even more pressure on your prostate, man, on your pelvic floor. So now you're putting a lot of pressure on your pelvic floor. You're sitting down. And then you're gripping it too hard and you're not breathing right. You're not relaxing. And then you're going ham on it. That is a disaster waiting to happen, man. And if you keep doing that, you're just stressing it out. And you're building that tension little by little. What you're doing, you're stacking something up. Every time you do that, you're making something, you're making it worse. You're just making it a little bit more tense. You're making it a little bit more tense. So every time you're doing that, you're just making it tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Until eventually, can't get any more tighter. And when that happens, you get the testicle pain, you get the frequent urinating, you get the perennial butt pain, you get the burning sensation on the tip of your penis, you get burning sensation when you're peeing, you get leg cramps, like pain on your thigh, you get like pain in your butt and your lower back. You start getting all these weird effects. Your sperm even looks different. You know, your sperm might change the color. It might be watery sperm. You might have all this, like the watery looking sperm, and you might freak out because something is happening. Or after you finish ejaculating, it hurts like hell. You masturbate and you release, and oh my God, it starts hurting. Yeah, because your muscles are so tense. Remember the 2 muscles that go on the side of your testicles? Those are the muscles that need to be relaxed. And those are the ones that cause your you know, to make when the sperm comes out, those are the ones that help you pump them out. I don't know the name of them, but it's bulbo something, and the other one right on the side. If you look it up, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But those muscles are responsible. So when everything is all tight, of course it's gonna hurt when you ejaculate. And you're thinking you got some kind of weird infection or something, but it's not that. It's because your muscles are so tight because you keep doing that to yourself. All you're doing is you're torturing yourself and nobody's explaining it to you. You're going to go to the urologist, or you probably already went to the urologist, and they probably prescribe you doxycycline, Cipro, levofloxacin, amoxicillin, Amox, Clab, uh, all these weird shit. They probably give you Flomax. They probably gave you all these other painkillers, ibuprofen. They told you to, they kept probably give you X-rays. They probably gave you ultrasound. They didn't find anything. They probably give you an MRI. They probably didn't find anything, and you're freaking out. You probably went and did a urine sample. Nothing came out. You probably did a sperm culture. Nothing came out, and you're freaking out because you don't know what's wrong, and you're trying to find out. And guess what? I gotta look. I guarantee you that the urologists know exactly what is happening to you because they see it too much, but they can't tell you. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's how they make money. Prescription, prescription, prescription. They keep prescribing you pills. Their insurances are just collecting money from the MRIs, from the CT scans, from ultrasounds. You need to do. This is what you need to do. If this is happening to you, you go to the urologist. Let them do an ultrasound to make sure that you don't have anything going on in there. Let them test you for get a culture for your urine and get a culture for your sperm. If they don't find any kind of bacteria and you haven't been sexually active, and you know that you haven't, it just started happening, you have pelvic floor dysfunction, which is hypertonic pelvic floor. Okay, they call it prostatitis, and the reason why they call it prostatitis is because they got to give it a name so the insurance company could sorry that I'm cussing, could actually charge the companies. Because imagine if they write it off as hypertonic pelvic floor. Do you think they're gonna get the insurance to pay for it? No. That's why when you go to the hospitals and you go to the urology, they don't send you to PT, to pelvic floor physical therapy, to get that, because there's no money in it, and you don't see. The pelvic floor physical therapy is about massage and stretching. There is no medicine on that. There is no medicine. Yeah, you could take over the counter, medication. If you're in pain, you can take Tylenol, whatever. But the reality is there is no money in that. So these pharmaceuticals, they're not making money for the hospital, so they're not going to tell you that. You go through this weird ass cycle and just collecting thousands of dollars out of you, and then you go out and start doing exactly what you're doing right now, watching my YouTube video or watching somebody else's YouTube video, and you're like, oh my God, no, oh shit, that's me, man. They're describing me when they start saying their symptoms. Oh man, that sounds like me. Oh my God, I have that. Oh my God, I'm constipated. Oh my God, I'm peeing a lot. Oh my God, it hurts when I ejaculate. Oh, it hurts oh my God, after I have sex, it hurts so bad. Oh my God, it burns when I pee. Oh my God, the tip of my penis, it burns. Oh my God, the tip of my penis is cold because there's no blood flow. There's all kinds of stuff, man. And I'm telling you right now, man, I'm telling you, if we're watching this video right now, you came to the right place because I'm letting you know exactly what is happening. And just like, remember, once they clear you from all this stuff, that you have no bacteria, that there's nothing wrong in your testicles and everything comes out clean, then you more than likely you got a pelvic floor dysfunction and you need to go see a pelvic floor physical therapist. You need to go see one. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm using right now. This is pretty helpful, look. And I started using it right when I got hurt this time, the second time. And I was pretty much getting cleared. Sorry, it's dark. I gotta come and show you guys. So I'm gonna show you what I bought. I bought it when I went to go see my pelvic floor therapist. And so you want to do it at home. So I understand if you don't have a lot of money, because it is expensive. Pelvic floor physical therapy the insurance companies don't pay for it because there's no money in it. They're not gonna make money. They don't sell medication for them, so there's no money in there. So when there's no money, the government doesn't want to deal with it. That's why anything that the government can't make money, it's illegal, or they're not going to pay for it, which is pretty stupid, because they say it's about health. It's not about health. They don't give a shit. It's about money. So I bought this thing called the pelvic wand right here. It's by, I believe it's by, what is it called? By Intimate Rose. You can find this intimate rose pelvic wand. It's called a pelvic wand, WAND, like a magic wand. You use this in here. So you can start off with this one right here. You can find some trigger points. You could go to your 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You'll know what I'm talking about once you start watching the YouTube channels, tutorials. You could go to 1 o'clock, almost by the prostate, next to the prostate. I found one trigger point by 2 o'clock. If you look at the clock, and it's by the clock, if you look at it, being your prostate being 12 o'clock and then your anus being 6 o'clock. So that's how you time, that's when you start looking. So let's just say my prostate is right here. If you're looking at it, count, I know I'm using my phone, but if you go, when you see 12 and you go to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock almost, that's where I found my trigger point. I found one right there, and then I found one on 5 o'clock, almost close to my anus. Found another painful one. So if you use this one, you could use it for like, I don't know, I guess 5 minutes. Don't go crazy. Learn how to use it. That's what I'm saying. Get a pelvic floor physical therapist and have her show you how to use this right here. It's very helpful. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on pelvic floor. It's expensive, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. You're gonna spend about, I want to say almost $200, $185 a session. So I know if you're a young guy, if you don't have any money, you could go maybe try to go meet for a whole month. Try to go, once a week and learn as much as possible. Ask questions. Buy the pelvic floor wand and have them show you how to use it. Once they show you how to use it, then you could use it on yourself. And then you can start doing the things that she does inside you. Just remember, tell her to show you, and then she'll be able to guide you through it. And then of course you can watch some tutorials on it, and then they'll show you. You could actually do it in front of her so she could show you how to use it. And it's very helpful. Like I said, I was almost cured, man. I was like pretty much getting there, and I just messed up by going to the wrong place, to the wrong urologist, looking for answers, and that's not the way to do things, man. You don't go to a place if you're feeling better. Once you start feeling good, if you start to feel good, don't overdo it, man. If you're starting to feel good, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't be stupid and ride a bike. I did that too. That shit is fucking painful. Don't do that. If you're feeling better, don't go for a crazy ass jog. Go for walks. Take your time. Believe me, you're gonna have flare-ups, Believe me, I know, because when I was getting better, I would feel like I was good and I would go for a jog and it was like, oh my God, that shit would last me like 2-3 days, man, of just pain again. And I'm like, oh, I messed myself up, and I'm over here crying, depressed, anxiety kicks in, I'm crying, and then like 2-3 days later, I'm back to like, okay, I'm back to where I was. I won't do that again, But you learn. I'm giving you all this information so you won't have to go through all that shit, And like I said, if you're watching this, you'll be able to understand what I'm saying, man. So, like I said, stay away from porn addiction, man. Stay away from that shit, man. I know it's tempting. You're young and you want to have fun, and you want to do all this stuff. Stay away from that. If you're old too, man, stretch. If you're old like me, stretch. Yeah, you can play basketball. You could do whatever you want, but stretch, man. You have to stretch. You have to do from what a guy that I was watching, this guy that he said it's for life. So you have to do it you don't have to do it. You could do it like 15 minutes at night before you go to bed. If you get cured from this, which you are, if you got this symptoms and everything goes away, you still got to do stretches, man. Just because it goes away, that doesn't mean you're going to have to drink. Stay away from alcohol. Stay away from sugar. Stay away from, sodas. Maybe drink that once in a while so you won't get those triggers, because we don't know if you're cured and then you start drinking alcohol and that'll mess you up again, So my advice is just stay clean. If you have this problem, if you got pelvic floor issues, it's better to live a clean life, man. It's just, we're not the same. We're not regular like everybody else, man. And, once you're going through this shit, it's going to be for life, man. So you have to be on your toes. Stretch every day, 15 minutes at the end of the day, or in the morning before you go to work. Release the muscles quick, 15 minutes. And then every day, and then you'll be fine, man. You can't live your life like how you used to, because your body already went through it. So it'll put you back in it. It'll put you back. I seen guys say that they got cured and they stopped doing it and that shit came back, man. Some guy said that, I was watching this guy, he said that he was fine, and then 6 months later, that shit came back. And I was like, wow, see? That's the thing though. Just because you get cured doesn't mean that you're going to be cured forever. What's going to happen is your pelvic floor is it's got muscle memory. That's why it's called muscle memory. The muscles in your pelvic floor are used to being tight. So when you release them, they want to get tight again. So your job is to keep them loose. You see what I'm saying? Muscle memory. It's like the guys that were buff before and then they work out. Like they just say you were buff for like 6 years, straight. You were lifting weights for 6 years when you were younger. And you were you were a gym rat in high school. You were buffed out, till you're like 25, and then and then you stop working out, and then in your 30s, early 30s, you get a little bit heavy on the heavy side. And then at 35, you decide to work out. Guess what? You still got muscle memory. Once you start working out, you start getting fit again. It's the same thing with the pelvic floor, man. It's got muscle memory. So it'll remember that it's been tight all its life. So it'll try to go to the bad habits again, It's kind of like an addict, An addict, you got to keep on his toes, man. When you're an addict, you always got to fight the feeling. It's the same thing. You always got to do something to not make it go back to the same place. Same thing with the muscles, man. You have to make sure that you keep them in check. Like, no, you're not going back to where you were, because that's not where you belong. You belong loose. You don't belong tight. So that's pretty much what I need to tell you guys right now. Stay away from porn. Stay away from sugar. Stay away from sodas. Stay away from alcohol. Stay away from fucking fast food. Live a healthy life, man. I'm sorry to say it, but you're gonna have to live a healthy life, man, if you want to be okay. Because if you continue to eat fast food and all this stuff, it's gonna be the same thing. That shit brings all inflammation and all kinds of stuff. It's bad enough that we're already going through this. So I suggest, as a young guy, if you're a young guy and you're watching this, it's fine. Once you get out of this, continue stretching. If you're gonna drink. Remember, drink. I would say not to drink at all, but if you're gonna drink, you're gonna drink, but be responsible. Drink a lot of water, stretch. Know that you have a problem, and your pelvic floor is always gonna be like that, man. It's always gonna be like that. They're saying that, yeah, you're gonna be 100% cured, but the habits are gonna come back. Those muscles are gonna want to go back to the same place again, because some of us are born that way, or you've been having it so long that the muscles got muscle memory. It's kind of hard to get rid of it, So the only way to get rid of it is by being on it, being on top of it. And you're going to be okay. God bless you, and pray a lot, pray a lot, stay positive, be around people that love you. Remember, your family's going to love you forever. Your friends are not. You don't have any friends. People don't understand this fucking situation that we're going through right now. Nobody understands it. They tell you to just relax. Oh, you're going to be okay, man. Just chill, bro. Why don't you do this? They try to give you advice like they know what they're saying, but they don't know what they're saying, bro. Honestly, you know what I'm talking about, because if you're going through this and I'm going through this, I know exactly what you're going through. I know how your brain is thinking right now. I know that you feel alone. I know that you feel that nobody cares. And I know that you feel really bad right now. And believe me, man, you're not alone, because I'm going through it too right now. And everybody else there's a lot of people like us that are going through it. Another thing, once you learn and see that this is happening to you, and then you start understanding that you have pelvic floor issues, you start going to see a therapist, and you're getting better. Stay away from Google, stay away from Reddit, stay away from all these other websites. Don't look for answers anymore, because if it's pelvic floor and you're finding the solution and you got a PT already and you're stretching out and you're doing good, stay away from it, man. That's what I'm going through right now. I'm gonna try to stay away from reading more stories, because that is affecting my brain even more. It was affecting my brain even more. So now I'm already going through all these damages because of me reading too much. And I was self-diagnosing myself every single time. Now that I know what I have, I'm just gonna continue to do these videos and hope and show my progress. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting back to my normal, because I remember I went 3 months almost feeling good, and I had a big setback. So now it's like I started again 2 weeks ago. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And God bless you guys. And remember, God first before anything. God first. Pray and make sure you do all your stretches. And drink a lot of water. Not a lot of water, just drink enough water, because you probably don't even need a lot of water, because if you're not exercising, you probably don't even need a lot of water. Just drink enough water for the day. I don't know, maybe like 8 cups a day. But if you're eating like crap, stop it. If you're on the heavy side, stop eating all that stuff that is not going to help you, man. I know depression will probably make you eat more or not make you eat, but if you're going to eat, it's time to change it. It's time to change the way you eat, man. Pay attention to what you're eating, man. Remember, anything that has acid is going to burn your prostate and make it worse. Coffee, stay away from that shit. Drinking too much acidic foods, stay away from that. Okay? So start reading what's good for you. If you're going to do research on what to eat. That's what you need to do. Okay, what to eat? Give me some anti-inflammatory foods. What are foods that are anti-inflammatories? That's what you need to be eating. Something that doesn't have any sugar. Remember, white rice turns into sugar, so you got to be careful. So there's a lot of things that you got to watch out, and stay away from chili. Oh my God, yes. Do not eat chili. Do not. Stay away from spice. I don't care if you love it. Stay away from spice. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Stay away from spice. That'll mess you up. Trust me, it happened to me. And I'm a Mexican, so I love spice. And it's like when I knew that I couldn't eat spice no more, it's very devastating, but this is what it is now. All right, this is enough for today. I'll do another video and show you guys what kind of stretches I'm doing. But for now, I hope this video, gives you a little bit of information. And remember, stay positive no matter what. Like me, I'm going through a hard time, but I still somehow, some way find a way, Just got to find a way, man. Just got to find a way. Find something that is going to keep your mind busy. If you can't sit down, buy a donut. If you're feeling like shit, read something. Read a Bible. Watch YouTube. Watch funny videos. Try to laugh. Even though I know it's sad, it's hard what you're going through, try to laugh. Watch some funny movie. Stay away from depressing movies and all that stuff, okay? Watch something that is going to be positive to you. Call your family members. If you don't feel good, call your cousins, call your aunts, call your brothers, call your sisters, call your mom, talk to your mom, whatever, talk to your dad, call your grandparents, keep your mind busy. Keep your mind busy. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it take you to that dark place. Like me, when I feel like that, I call my brother, I'll call my sister, I'll call my mom, I don't call my friends. I just call my family, I don't call my friends. I call my family because at the end of the day, those are the people that I know that care for me. And those are the people that keep me positive. Your friends are not going to understand what you have, not unless they're going through it. Okay? So, like I said, stay away from all that stuff and you're going to be okay. Stay away from porn. Talk to you on the next one.